Evening. Thank you everyone for coming out. Let's give a hand for Mike for being an awesome host as always. Thank you, good sir. 1 year. I'm sure it will lead to many more. So, I guess, I don't need to tell you how bad the economy is these days. A lot of people, if you either have a job, you want to get a new job, or you don't have a job, you're looking for a job. But what's happened to me is job applications have changed in the last couple of years. Because they've just decided to start asking stuff that has no connection to the job you're on. I was applying for one job a little while ago. I'm reading the application, and it's like, okay, list your education background, all right. Now give us a 3-syllable word that you feel adequately describes you. I looked at that for 25 minutes. It's just getting ridiculous. 2 different job applications that I had actually had a drawing space on them. Neither of them were jobs that involved drawing. There was a bookstore and a coffee shop. They're just like, oh, here's some drawing space. Well, one said, the coffee shop said you had to draw and explain your favorite beverage that we make. The bookstore just said, oh, here's free doodle space. Now they're like throwing down a challenge. It's like when your boss says, hey, you don't have to stay late. Just imagine, it's like, okay, I want you to list your job history, all right? Then I would like for you to describe color to a blind person. All right, okay. So now I want you to list your closest contact, and then I would like you to, in the next 20 minutes, develop a math equation that accurately explains the trajectory of Halley's Comet. See, jobs get frustrating. I think, life gets frustrating, relationships get frustrating. I don't really like dating that much. To me, dating is just a really weird form of gambling that occasionally ends in an orgasm. And for myself, these days I'm actually only involved in non-monogamous relationships, and by non-monogamous relationships, I mean that I'm single. Because I actually met some of these people. I don't know if anybody, does anyone out here use dating sites, or have you at any point? Alright, so eventually, the way these generations are going, since we, over the last 20 years, the internet, everything has just become a I need to have everything at all times generation, non-monogamous relationships have become very popular. And these are some of the most obnoxious people I have ever met in my entire life. Here's why. If you are in a non-monogamous relationship, you're getting enough sex, basically, sex is becoming your hobby. That's all you have to talk about. Have you ever had a bunch of people you found attractive talking about sex for a prolonged period of time with you who have no interest in fucking you? That's conversations with non-monogamous people. That's all they have to talk about. When I've been having sex with non-monogamous women, they'll tell me about other sexual experiences they had. They're still bragging while we're fucking. This happens all the time. Like, I don't really get people who are into all this kinkiness and stuff. I mean, kinkiness should be like, like a little spice. It should be like, ooh, you like a little spanking. Ooh, maybe we'll get that handcuffs for Halloween. It's like, living like a full life kinky or BDSM lifestyle, that would be like if you went into a restaurant and it's just like, all right, here's a bowl of pepper, oregano, and Parmesan cheese. Enjoy. Okay, I don't know why that just happened. Everyone's like with me, and they're just like, what the fuck was that, Shawn?
Spices!
Yes, spices. Very good. They're good for society. There's lots of things that are good for society. Some people think some things are bad for society. Some people, for example, don't like gay marriage. They're really against that. I'm for gay marriage, and there's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons I came to realize recently that we're all a little gay. Because if you think about it, masturbation really is just a form of homosexuality. But I think a lot of people out there, if you don't have any gay friends, you totally should have some gay friends. Because one of the coolest things if you're hanging out with gay friends in like just a bar that could have all sorts of people in it, straight people, gay people, a lot of straight people think they have gaydar, like, oh no, totally, Tony, he's gay. But if you have like actual gay friends who can show you what real, full-functioning, highly developed level 5 gaydar is, it's like they can just look, and it's just like, him, what do you mean? Well, dude, he put his hand out like that. Come on, it's definite. Him, but he's got a wedding ring on! When has that ever made a difference? So like I said, you gotta have friends like this, you gotta have lots of different views, you gotta expose yourself to new cultures and new ideas. One of the things that I've been doing recently is I actually started learning Arabic. Seriously, I got a book. Now, it's not for religious reasons. I just really want to get better deals on cab rides. True. what's cool is, you know, you start learning some words, and with a lot of languages, there is words that sound similar between different countries, or words that they just have no connection. In Dutch, for example, the word for bangs is pony, singular. So, you know, it's not that perverted if a Dutch guy goes and says, "Ah, man, when I first saw her with a pony, I so wanted to fuck her." It means a different thing in the Netherlands. In Arabic, the word for house is bait. And I can imagine there's a lot of women married to rich men who have reality shows who would completely agree with that translation. Like I say, you meet lots of different people. One of the groups that I often encounter, it's a lot more people have tattoos. Men have tattoos, women have tattoos. Now, I've gone out with some girls with tattoos. I understand it. I get why some people are into it. I understand the appeal of fucking inside of an art gallery. Give it a second. But you know, it's like people who are always just like, yeah, tattoos, they're like so cool. And I never know exactly what hit me wrong. Giving people good money to do something that if a stranger just did it, I'd be calling the cops. Always seems a little weird to me. But what also happens is tattoos to me really just seem like a form of plagiarism. I mean, if you think about it, you're taking someone else's work and getting all the credit for it. It's just like, oh, yeah, you like my tattoo? Like, yeah, that's really nice. Can you introduce me to the woman or man who actually drew it and should be getting the credits? Oh, you're just going around with it. I mean, that would be like, you know, it's like you bought a Picasso, like just a poster of Picasso and put it in your room and see that man? Guernica ain't shit. But a lot of people just say, oh no, man, really turns me on, tattoos. That's what really does it for me. That's, you know, tattoos really, I'm liking them, and that's what I like on people. And I'm thinking, it's not really that you like tattoos. It's that you like what's attached to the tattoo. It's like, if they had the nicest Salvador Dali painting in the world turned out to be a mural, you'd want to see that. You'd be like, oh, it's a mural, and it's in New Jersey. Oh, that sounds great. I should go see it. It's free to go see. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's behind the alley of a whorehouse in Newark. You'd have no interest in going to see that. Doesn't matter how nice doesn't matter how nice the mural is. The same thing if I'm like, I want you to stare and smell this bowl of shit. I don't want to do that. Okay, but it's going to be on a plate made of gold and diamonds, which you get to keep, and a naked Scarlett Johansson is holding it. You'd probably change your opinion in that situation. Like I said, all these sorts of weird things can come up. People have all sorts of different views. People fight all their views all over the world. People are getting in arguments. One of the things, of course, that's going on right now is a lot of the demonstrations going on. I don't know if any of you guys are following, based on all the question of police brutality and everything that's going on. There's going to be a big demonstration in New York about a week and a half from now. I'm going to go to that. And I was watching a documentary right before I came here tonight. It was all about demonstrations of people marching in Missouri. And then they had the people who were like going on a peace march, you know, like Selma Montgomery style. They were going to march through all this. And they were encountering, you know, pro-police demonstrators, you know, pro-Darren Wilson, people who didn't like them. But what was so great about it was the people who were demonstrating are the people you would have cast to play the demonstrators in the left-wing movie about this that's made 30 years from now. It was like, no, I just couldn't believe it. It's just like, there was the really big woman, blonde hair with a ponytail, pink tank top. She's somehow 3 and 8 months pregnant at the same time and has 4 kids around her. There's this woman. There's like the 3 guys over here with a pickup truck that has a Confederate flag hanging off of them. Only one of them was wearing a Klan hood, like they got a meeting, but they were all lazy. It's only half of a hood. It was just like the front of the sheet with just the holes cut out, and he was like trying to make a point, and it just didn't work. And you know, there was like the really old guy who just all the time wears flannel that's just rolled up. Never rolled up, just like full flannel, and a baseball cap and a mustache. A bunch of those guys there who just sit on lawn chairs. They just bring the lawn chairs wherever they go. So that's what's basically going on. So I think that's really why our generation to decide which side you're on. You can be on the side of everybody, or on the side who are basically the casting call for what's going to be the horror movie describing this era 30 years from now. Well, thank you very much for your time. My name is Shawn Barron.
Get up for Shawn one more time. Do we have an Ayman Paracha in the house?
Yeah.
Hey, Ayman Paracha. Okay.
Iman.
Iman. Sorry.